Hello unlimited friends. Today we are going to talk about the 5 into 55 method for manifesting. How many of you have used the 5 into 55 method without getting the results that you wanted? And how many of you have used the 5 into 55 method and got results sometimes but not always? So in this video, we are going to demystify how the 5 into 55 method works so that you can use it to get more consistent results. Hi, I'm ZMAHOON from ZMAHOON.com. I am the author of 12 books on the subject of law of attraction, and on this channel, I talk about anything and everything that has to do with law of attraction and using it to creating an unlimited life. So let's get right into it. What is the 5 into 55 method? Well, the first thing to understand is the basic method says that you write a statement about what you want to manifest, and then you write it for 5 consecutive days and 55 times each day in one sitting. So that's the key. You write the same statement for 5 consecutive days, and on each day in one sitting you write that statement 55 times. Now let's pull it apart and see what makes this work, because the first thing that people get wrong is the construction of that statement. So let's start there, and then I will share with you, let's see, 8 different things or factors that you need to keep in mind in order to use this method successfully. Here's my list. So first of all, you need to use a short statement that incorporates appreciation. So why does it have to be short? It has to be short because you have to write it 55 times. And if it is a very long statement, it would take too long. And if it takes too long, then it's going to turn into a chore. And the vibration of a chore is not the vibration that you want to write 55 times with, because that vibration pushes the thing that you want further away. So that's why it has to be a short statement. The next thing is with appreciation. With appreciation, with thankfulness, with gratefulness. An example would be, I am so appreciative of the fact that the things I have wanted are now in my life. The money that I've wanted is here. Or the health that I've wanted is here. So that would be an example of a short statement with appreciation. Then the next thing is it has to be in the present tense. So now, I am feeling it right now. It's happening right now. Making it real in the now moment. Because remember, the universe cannot tell the difference between a memory of the past or something that's going on now. Because the universe is responding to the vibration that you're generating. It is not listening to the thought that is going through your head. So it doesn't matter if it's about the past, the present, or the future. The important thing is that you're feeling that vibration now in this moment. So if you make it present tense, it's easier to feel that vibration in the now. The next thing is feel the emotion. So feel the emotion, because it's the emotion that creates the vibrational frequency. You've got to feel the emotion of joy in looking forward to or having that thing that you want to manifest. So it's the feeling of joy that is important. It doesn't matter how you bring yourself to feel it, but it's the feeling of joy that creates the vibration that makes the universe respond to you favorably. Then the next thing is you have to do this in one session. 5 consecutive days, 55 times a day in one session. So it's better if you don't break it up, and if you do break it up, For example, if you do it 2 days, but then on the third day you can't do it for whatever reason. Maybe you don't have the time, maybe something happens that prevents you from doing it. Start over again. Don't do 2 days and then have a gap and then do 3 days. You've got to do it for 5 straight days. If a gap happens because life happens, start over again and use a different statement. Don't use the same statement that you were using before. You can restate the thing that you want in many different ways. And I'm going to show you examples of how to do it. So stay with me. The next thing is understanding that when you write this statement 55 times, it is a way of practicing self-hypnosis, which means, what it means is it's almost like you go into, you phase out, you zone out because of the repetitiveness of the task. It's like a meditation, but you're not really deep into meditation. It's a way of practicing active meditation, which means meditation with movement, with a physical action that is going on. So you're not withdrawing all your senses from the world around you. You're engaged with the world, but not fully engaged. That puts you in a sort of a trance kind of a state. And what happens when you do that is that you don't activate all the beliefs, the negative as well as the positive beliefs that are linked to that thing that you want to manifest. So let's take an example, and this is the most important thing, that if you get this, you will really start enjoying the 5 into 55 method, and you will start getting better results with it than you have ever got before. And the thing to understand is that when you become passive in talking about the thing that you want to manifest, you no longer activate the negative beliefs that are connected to it. So you no longer activate the resistance. And when you no longer activate the resistance and then you ask for the thing that you want, now there's nothing blocking it, so it comes to you faster. And that is the important thing about this method. That is what helps this method to give the results that it gives. Okay? So it's almost like when you're so bored that you are not actively engaged in what you're doing, then you're not activating the resistance that comes with the words. Because when you use the word money, for example, soon as you use the word money, you activate all the beliefs in your subconscious mind that are linked to the word money. So in the past, if you've heard your parents say, oh, that's too expensive, or money doesn't, hang on trees, things like that, and you've absorbed them, then when you get bored or you sort of phase out when you say, I want more money, now money can come to you because you're no longer activating the beliefs that are linked to the word money. All right. So that creates acceptance without questioning. So when you kind of phase out, you no longer question who's going to bring it, when it's going to come, how it's going to happen. And when you don't ask those questions, now the universe can respond to you positively. Okay, so then next is being high on the emotional scale. If you do the 5 into 55 method, when you're high on the emotional scale, you will get much better results than if you do the same method and you're low on the emotional scale. So most people tell me that they're high on the emotional scale because that's truly what they believe. But I'm going to tell you how to tell where you are on the emotional scale with respect to that thing that you want to manifest. And here's how you can tell where you are on the emotional scale. If you have been asking for something for almost a year or more than a year, that means that as soon as you think about that thing, Even though you might be a happy person, going about your day in a state of joy, but soon as you think about that thing and you notice that you don't have it, now your vibration dips, and so you are not at a high place on the emotional scale. Otherwise, that thing that you've asked for would have already manifested in your life. So how do you tell where you are on the emotional scale? By noticing how long you've been asking for this thing. So, you know how you just wish for a coffee and then someone brings it to you? That's because you did not have any resistance, and so you were high up on the emotional scale with respect to asking for that coffee. But if it's something that is really important, feels like it's really important to you, like money, like a new job, or that beautiful relationship that you want to manifest, or weight loss, or a better looking body, then those things you're really emotionally involved in, and those things are important to you. You might have been asking for those things for a couple of months, maybe years. And if that is the case, then you are not high up on the emotional scale with respect to that subject. So, the way you put your statement together is different when you're high up on the emotional scale and when you're low on the emotional scale. So the statement that you have to write in this process of doing this 5 into 55 method is very differently worded for those people who are high on the emotional scale, which means that they have not been asking for this thing for very long, and those people who've been wanting this thing for a very long time. So I'll show you the difference in how to phrase your statements in a few minutes. Just stay with me. Now, the last item on my list, number 8, is belief that it works. And how do you have, or how do you create the belief that the 5 into 55 method works? Well, there are a couple of ways that happens. The first one is when you hear about other people who are using the technique and they're getting the results from it, that helps bolster your belief about the fact that it works. And the second important thing that helps you believe in it is the person who's bringing this technique to you. So if a teacher that you respect and you listen to tells you, do this and it will work, they've planted that seed of belief that says, all right, because my teacher, my guru, or the person that I go to for advice has told me that this will work, therefore it will work because I believe in them. I believe in this person. I believe in their sincerity towards me. I believe that they want me to succeed, and I believe that they know what they're talking about. Otherwise, they would not give me this recommendation. So when you believe in the person, and then you see other people like you achieve results, that creates the belief that the technique works. And that belief helps you to use it successfully. But if you were someone who has doubt, if you are someone who is saying, I don't know if this will work, nothing ever works. I don't know if I can trust this person. Maybe they just sell snake oil. I don't know if I can believe those people who are giving their testimonials. What if they're not real? Or their situation is different from me. Just because it worked for me doesn't mean, just because it worked for them doesn't mean that it's going to work for me, right? If you're thinking that way, then you are not believing in the thing, in the technique, and therefore it will not work. All of the placebo effect is based on this theory. If an expert, like the doctor, gives you that placebo saying, here, take this, it's going to take your pain away, it's your belief in the person and their expertise. That belief, when you ingest that medicine, is going to make the pain go away. Because we are powerful beings, and whatever we think about generates a vibration. And if we think from a place of belief, that vibration is different from the vibration of doubt. So your doubt will push things away, and your belief in them will make them happen. That's an important difference. So now the next thing we're going to do together is that I am going to show you the difference in writing a statement for something that you've been wanting for a very long time versus writing a statement for something that you've just decided that you want. So maybe you've only decided maybe over a week or 2 or 3 ago that you want something. That statement is going to be different from a statement that you write for something that you've been wanting to have happen for a very long time. Now, I'll tell you something. As a coach and as someone who's been teaching law of attraction for many, many years, and as someone who's written many, many books about it, I can tell you something. Most of the people who use this technique or any other technique to accelerate manifestation, they do it for things that are important to them, and they do it because they've been waiting to have this thing happen for a very long time. So if you fit into that category of people, listen carefully, because this is going to make a huge difference to the way you practice law of attraction, not just this technique, but law of attraction in general. So here it is. If you've been wanting something for a very long time, and this thing that you want is really, really important to you, then it is important for you to write an extremely general statement about the thing that you want to get. And if it is something that you've only recently given birth to the desire for, it's okay for you to be specific. If you have been wanting something for a very long time and it has not happened, then keep your statement extremely general and don't touch on that specific thing that you want to manifest. A general statement, for example, would be, I want ease and flow on all subjects of my life. And a specific statement would be, I want ease and flow on the subject of money. See the difference? In one statement, you are touching on the subject of money, and in the other one, you are not touching on it at all. What I recommend is that you start in a really general place. So the way I would recommend that you do the 5 into 55 method, if you've been wanting something for a long time and if it's really important to you, is to use a different statement each of the 5 days. And make the statement, start with something really general and then make it progressively more specific, so that on day 5 you are completely pointed on that thing that you want. So taking that example of money, on day 1 you would use the statement, I want ease and flow on all subjects. Then on day 2 you would say, wouldn't it be nice if I had ease and flow on the subject of money? Wouldn't it be nice if I had ease and flow on the subject of money? So that's day 2. On day 3, you would say, I want to put myself in a place of allowing more money. I want to put myself in a place of allowing more money. So that's day 3. Day 4 would be, I'm looking forward to money flowing to me easily and freely. Day 4 would be, I am looking forward to money flowing to me easily and freely. And the last day, day 5, would be, I want money to flow to me easily and freely. I want money to flow to me easily and freely. So you see how we are starting with something that's really, really general. and becoming more and more specific about it as we go up the emotional scale. So, first of all, the first ingredient for success is to get excited about doing the 5 into 55 method. The second ingredient for success is to believe that it works because it has worked for so many other people and it can work for you. The third thing is to keep your statement starting out to be extremely general if this is something that is really important to you and you've been waiting for it to happen. Because if it's something that you've been waiting for a very long time, then you're attached to the outcome. And the more you mention that thing in your statements, the more you push it away. The fourth thing is that when it becomes so easy for you to say the statement that it does not activate any emotion inside you, so it's like almost like you're a robot writing the statement out, now it's not activating anything inside you. And so don't just limit yourself to 5 days. If you are still feeling emotion inside you, if you have not calmed down the emotion that's alive inside when you talk about this thing that you want, that means you need more time. 5 days are just not enough. And if that might be 6 days or 7 days or 8 days or 9 or 10 days, do the exercise for as long as it takes for you to start being able to talk about the thing that you want without feeling negative emotion, without those questions coming up that say, how is it going to happen and when is it going to happen and who's going to help me to manifest it. You have to quiet those voices inside your head. And when you're successful in doing that, that's when you've achieved success with doing the 5 into 55 method. Now, lastly, if it starts feeling like a burden, if it starts feeling like a chore, stop and put it away and come back to it after a couple of days, maybe even a couple of weeks, maybe even a month or so. Don't force yourself to do it, because when you force yourself to do something, it creates negative emotion. And the whole idea behind making this work for you is to stay away from generating negative emotion and generate positive emotion instead. So I hope that this was useful, and I hope that you're going to be able to put this into action and come back and share your results with me and with everyone else, because when you're successful and you share your success, it brings hope to a lot of other people who want the same success that you do. So thank you very much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate your staying till the end. And if you are here at the end of this video, I hope that you will take the time to leave a comment for me. I love hearing from you, and I especially love you asking me questions, because the best answers come when somebody is asking a question, right? So thank you again. Please, before you leave, click on that like button and the notification bell so that I can invite you back for my next video. Take care. See you later. Bye for now.